up today in these difficult times of being in the studio here with us. So tell us a little bit about the Ecumenical Center because you guys were on last year, and I follow everything that you guys do. But many people, when I said, "Oh, guess who's coming on?" I was really really excited because I found out you were going to be available. And they're like, "Doug, who is that?" So tell us a little bit about the center.
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity. The Ecumenical Center has been around and serving San Antonio for 53 years now, providing counseling services, providing educational services, and wellness.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about the services that you provide, and then after that, I want to talk about how it's appropriate, during these times in particular.
Absolutely. Well, the center has a full host of counseling services to include music therapy and art therapy and so much more for children, adults, our veterans' families, and our elderly as well.
Wow. So now, what are you guys? So now, with the restrictions, with the pandemic going on here, how has that affected the services you can provide?
Well, we've made some adjustments, needless to say, like everybody has, and we're doing telecounseling, so you can link to a counselor over your computer. You can talk to a counselor over the phone,
Okay.
or you can still come in. It's been part of the essential services as healthcare
Yes, you
providers.
guys are essential services, by all means.
Right. So we've maintained our counselors being available to those who are in need.
Wow. So now, there are a lot of people, a lot of things have been going around now with people having all different types of I guess having their daily routines being interrupted. It's caused a lot of stress, a lot of discord in the homes. Well, what kind of advice do you guys have, and what kind of materials do you guys have available for helping people get over those types of things?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for that question. This whole pandemic and isolation and social distancing, that's not what we as humans enjoy. We like to have contact with our family, extended family and friends, and also with our faith leaders as well.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, that's just not been possible lately to be able to stay safe. So it's brought about a lot of fear, isolation, the feeling of uncertainty, frustration, depression as well.
So so what do you how can people combat that? Because most people, well, first of all, a lot of depression goes undiagnosed.
Yes.
And so but people are able to mask that because they are in social contact with others either at work or whatever. And so since that's been eliminated, they have no outlet for their frustration. So I mean, even someone who is an angry driver, by the time they get home, they're able to work with their families, but they don't have that outlet. So
Right.
what advice would you have for people?
Well, most importantly is reach out to others. Reach out and tell somebody about how you're feeling. Write them a letter, write them an email, do a Zoom with a friend or family member. At least you can see their face on the computer, but not everybody has technology.
Right. And then, that has really been a problem here, especially in San Antonio. I was not aware. That shows you the ignorance that, some of us have because we have everything that we need. And then you find there are almost 25% of the city is not connected to the internet. So how can those people, I mean, what can we do for that?
Well, it's important to find other means to be able to communicate with one another. That can be by phone, and most everybody does have a means to a phone. And so we're encouraging that. Reach out, talk to a counselor. The Ecumenical Center is offering what we call wellness conversations.
Oh, tell me about these.
Sure. It's basically about a 30-minute conversation with a counselor, and you can just share what's on your heart. You may not be able to share that within your home. You may be just it may not feel comfortable to you, but reach out, take a walk, take your phone, and give us a call, and we'll get you connected with a counselor, and it's free of charge. It's something that's important during this time of isolation, of COVID-19 and the pandemic, is that financial requirements are not going to be a stressor. And so that's what we're doing in part to help folks who do need to reach out and talk to someone.
And I venture to say there are probably more people than not who need that type of connection. How many counselors do you guys have?
We have over 25 counselors.
Oh, wow.
We have several offices here in San Antonio, also in Corpus Christi in the Valley as well.
Oh, my.
And they're all wonderful.
Wow. So how long, now you've been in business, how long is this?
53 years.
So, and how did you guys get started?
We got started when 3 pastors came together and they said, we need some place for hope and healing to take place in the community of San Antonio. And so basically they set forward to form a nonprofit, the Ecumenical Center. And so often people say, well, you're a church. No, we're not a church.
That's what everyone says.
Yes, absolutely. But instead, we're actually a counseling center. We do a lot of education on wellness and provide outlets like art and music and even poetry writing.
My, that is phenomenal. So let's move back just a minute. When we look at the according to the medical professionals, the pandemic has had has had a larger impact on people of color and people in marginalized communities, people that don't have all the resources that we just talked about earlier. And so, what can be done in those instances, or is there a plan to reach out to those people? Is there any type of outreach? Is there any type of materials? Everyone now is like there's a big thing going on with the city and with the census and with the Metro Health, where they're actually knocking on doors and passing out information flyers in areas where they don't have connectivity.
Absolutely. And one of the things that the Ecumenical Center has done in the last few years is try to have satellite offices in different pockets of our city. In fact, the newest location is at the Ella Austin Center.
Oh, my.
And so we're looking forward to being able to provide telecounseling. They're going to provide the technology.
Okay.
And what the technology will be there available free of charge. So there's going to be more information. They can call the Ecumenical Center to find out more about that. We also have offices throughout the city on the south and east, west, and north and northeast sides of San Antonio.
Are you kidding me? So like if I'm on the west side, where would I go? Where would I call?
Yes, so Holy Spirit Catholic Church, we have a location there. We have a location out near Lackland at the Methodist Church. So we do partner with churches when they're not busy outside of Sunday. We have a counseling office there, or we can also always do telecounseling or counseling by phone.
That is so fascinating. So that has got to be an unbelievably expensive undertaking.
Well, we're blessed with a board of directors that supports what San Antonio needs. It's not about trying to reach out to fund that, though funds will be needed to cover those costs. But it's important to take care of our military, our veterans, their families, and people who in the community need our help most. And so that's the reason that we are here to serve.
I am so glad that you came today, because I knew about the center and I knew about the primary location. I did not know that you had all of these satellite locations here within the city of San Antonio. So that's going to be great for our listeners to know. And I'm going to make sure that I'll get with you, because I want to make sure that I kind of interview a little bit, because I want to actually write about a story about you in the Observer, the San Antonio Observer. So
thank you.
Thank you, because I mean that needs to get out, because I'm sure you guys have more than enough calls, but there are so many people that are left that are not touched, that need some type of interaction or some type of or a shoulder to lean on, so to speak. And we want to help get that word out. I had no idea. I was just at Austin just this past week. I had no idea you guys had an office there. That is a satellite office. That is fascinating.
And that's new for us. And so we're always open to opportunities where people can gather in a safe way and get the services that they need. Everybody has a time in their life when they need to reach out and reach out for professional support.
Absolutely.
So if you've been experiencing depression or any of that, anger, frustration, sleeping too much, sleeping too little, Those are all signs and symptoms. And if you've had those for over 2 to 4 weeks, reach out and talk with one of our counselors or talk with one of the wonderful counselors in our community.
So those are some of the signs. So if I'm in a household and if one a member of my family is not sleeping, regularly, everyone should sleep at 4 hours, 5 hours at a minimum. You would think, right?
I would sure think.
You would hope anyway,
yes.
Right? And or if you see any type of behavior change, then that's a sign that they might need some help. Right. So how would I, as a family member, would I approach that person, or would I just call you absent before I approach that? What would you recommend for that?
That really depends on the age of the person.
Okay.
Anyone 18 years of age and older does have to consent to talk with a counselor.
Okay.
So I would suggest that they approach the person and say, why don't you just call this number?
Okay.
And they could set you up to visit with someone. But if they're having a difficult time and they feel like their family member may be in danger, please, by all means, call the center and we can walk you through how to best approach them.
Wow, that is fast. So for those of us that are lay people, can you define ecumenical for me?
Yes, ecumenical is really all inclusive.
Okay.
Is what that term means. There's many different definitions in Webster, but back in 1967, when the faith leaders of San Antonio came forward, it was a means of working together for the better good of mankind. And so that's what we wish to uphold today, is that we continue to work towards their vision. They are no longer with us here on this earth, but we know
they're still with us.
We know their spirit is with us. Absolutely. So we want to carry forward what they had intended as founders in bringing hope and healing.
Wow, that is this is.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Was that us? Hello. Okay. Oh, I don't know what that was. Maybe there was somebody on Facebook Live. No, it wasn't. So we have you guys have been here. You guys have been in existence. What do you have plans? What are your future plans for the center?
Our future plans are to continue to help children and help adolescents, help our adults, families, and as I mentioned earlier, veterans and military. There are so many needs out there.
There really, really are. And I often refer to the state of Texas as a social service desert, because we choose, or those in power choose not to administer state tax. So a lot of services other places have, we don't have. In San Antonio, because of, I'm not going to mention names because some have been on the show and I'll forget someone's name and then next thing you know, or whatever. But we have so many thoughtful leaders who fund organizations like yourself, and I've had over 300 nonprofits on the show in the years I've been here, and every one of them have just been amazing at the dedication to helping others and to making sure that the people that are within their purview are taken care of and are treated, with respect and kindness and with the intent on making them better. And you guys are like the creme de la creme, because your spiritual bent is something that a lot of people think they don't need, but they do need. There is a higher power, whatever you believe, whatever you don't believe, you think you don't believe. And no one is an island. So, organizations like yours is really, really, truly there for a purpose that just is beyond my description. So you mentioned children. Children are really, and I can't imagine being an 11th or 12th grader or a 6th grader or someone going into middle school or transitioning to college or transitioning to high school and having your school year ended before you graduate. And looking at the trouble now, some school districts have done well with staying connected with their students. Others has fallen short of meeting the needs, in my opinion. So when you mentioned children earlier, what specifically resources do you have for children and for parents during these times?
Sure. Well, we do a lot of testing. So for those students who may have some concerns with ADD or ADHD, they can get service from the center. First, we do a diagnostic battery of testing, and then we have a treatment plan for them to go through to include neurofeedback, which is an excellent opportunity for them.
Yes, it is. That is something they probably would not have been exposed to. So I'm just overwhelmed of the services you guys have provided. So now, if as a parent, many in many, especially in many minority communities, those types of conditions are typically frowned upon or stigmatized, so to speak. Um, do you guys do any type of outreach for that? How does that work?
We do. We try to educate the parents.
Okay.
And that's really important, whether it's the grandparents or the parents or the aunt or the uncle.
Okay.
It's helping them understand why a child's behavior is what it is,
okay,
and what the child's trying to tell you. Oftentimes, it's in the way they play.
Yes.
And so, observing that and being able to understand what's going on is part of what we do in the community, and working with the parent or guardian as well as the child.
Wow. Because now, if you look at the way things are, there are, some children may rebel because they're not in school. Some children may have been maybe on the upswing and after having some type of a deficiency, and now that their things been interrupted. The school year is going to be, for all practical purposes, is over. It might not start on time. They're trying to do all types of things. I know they're trying to do some mobile hotspots for areas that don't have connectivity. So there still seems to be there's just a gap that I think that you guys that you guys can fill, that's probably not being attended to, and I'm speaking just out of ignorance, but I guess so the Ella Austin Center is new. What so are the other centers, the remote centers, are they also recently, or have they been more established?
Some of them have been longer established, and in fact, I would say the Ella Austin opportunity there is new, and it was by way of invitation. We answered the call the following day.
Wow.
And looked at the layout, and they're going to provide technology in there for people to use. So we're excited about that.
So when does that start?
That's coming up within the next couple of weeks.
Wow.
So, but they can call the center, and we can certainly keep them posted.
Okay.
But we have many other opportunities around San Antonio where we can meet folks.
Now, on your website, you have a very good website, by the way. On your website, do you have material that we can post? Because we have many thousand followers, and so we'd love to post on our website and on our social media pages. And so, is that available?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
We would love to share that with you and to share that to your listeners as well.
That'd be awesome. So, is there anything particular for Ella Austin Center in particular?
There will be a posting for that. There's also a posting for counseling at two of the churches on the east side.
Oh, which two churches?
And we Second Baptist.
Wow.
Is one of them, as well as Mount Zion.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Well, the people are definitely familiar with those churches, and for Ella Austin, those are two long-time institutions. And Ella Austin's been around forever. People have grandparents used to go to Ella Austin. So we want to make sure that any information that you can provide us that you would like to share with us that we can make available, because we want to make sure that everyone understands that there's help out there, and that and that they don't have to go out of their neighborhood to get help. And I think that's important.
That is so important. Absolutely. We'll provide you with a map.
Wow.
And also more information about each of the types of counseling services that we have. Even wellness. We do a therapeutic rhythm making once a week. And, right
I need
now,
that.
it's great. It really kind of gives you that joy. It gives you an outlet. It's very safe. And if at home you don't have a drum of your own, pots and pans work just fine.
Wow. That is, we have to, because I'm gonna try to take advantage of that myself. I'll probably drive my family crazy, but that's
That's great.
Well, I want to thank you so much for all that you do for our community. And thank you for taking time out on today for coming here. I know you've got better things to do on a Saturday, but I just thought it was just so important when I found out about the things that you guys were offering and everything else that we get you on the show today. Thank you for coming here. So anytime that you time out. So if we have people out there who are not contributors and who are looking for, because right now there are the big give thing is going on. There are other opportunities that are going around. There are organizations that are asking people to identify a nonprofit, all those things. So there are lots of opportunities for people, even if they don't have a lot of money to give. So how would they do that? How would they identify you guys?
Absolutely. They can contact us at 210-616-0885.
Okay.
We can provide our mailing address. We have Giving Tuesday coming up on Tuesday of this coming week.
Okay, so Tuesday that will be the 5th?
Yes.
Tuesday the 5th is Giving Week, okay.
And
for ecumenical.
We're one of many nonprofits in our community that you can select. It's a special Giving Tuesday that's been set up to help with offsetting the cost of providing services through COVID-19.
Wow. Okay. Giving Tuesday. I gotta write about that. Giving Tuesday. This Tuesday, May the 5th is Giving Tuesday. We're gonna find out all the information we need so that you can give. $5, $20, $1, whatever you can, everything helps. You can, and people can identify the nonprofit. So please keep in mind the Ecumenical Center. They do so much, and as all of our nonprofits do. But please keep in up with our Facebook page, and we'll make sure that we get you the information so that if you need help, you can get help. If you want to donate, you can donate. Do you have an annual event?
We do. This year's been a little different.
Okay.
So, as many gatherings have to be smaller.
Smaller, right.
And so, unfortunately, our first event of the year, we had to cancel. Our second event is likely going to be canceled as well because of the capacity.
Right.
So really giving at any level now is more important than ever.
Okay. Now, and you guys, are you guys going to participate in Fiesta?
We are, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
We're always excited when we, as San Antonio, get to take advantage of some great food and some great music and be with each other. And our hopes and our prayers are that the issue of the virus and other concerns of social distancing will have lifted at that point in time.
Well, Mayor Ron is a big friend of the stations. And he's been on several times. Now he's got what's the name of his show? It's going to be Ron Speaks to the Community. He's going to be on the second Saturday of every month. So he was just on a couple of weeks ago. And he said we're going to party like never before come November. So he's working really hard. They're all working really hard. And when I look at other communities in other states, I think our state is without infringing on people's freedoms. They've given people the latitude to do what they want to do, but in a safe manner. And I think everyone's working together, regardless of whatever party or affiliation they are. And it seems like we have something special here. So I think look at the size of our state, look at the number of cases, number of deaths. Every death is horrible, but it could be a lot worse given the number of people that we have in our state. So, Mary Beth, thank you so much for coming today. God bless you. We were going to follow up with you. And please, any information, I'll make sure I get you my contact information. Perfect. And I'll email it to you so that we get, because the giving of cards and all that kind of stuff it's frowned upon nowadays, so we don't do that anymore. But so we'll make sure that I get you our email information so we can get information from you, so we get it posted. Anything that you have coming up that's new and special, you want to make sure the word gets out to the community, please feel free to let us know. We can get you on in heartbeats of a notice. Thank you so much. KRV FM, the heart and soul of San Antonio. Mary Beth Fisk, the CEO of the Ecumenical Center, a great resource that we have here with us. If you're not familiar with it, go to their website, look them up, Ecumenical Center. It's tons of information there, tons of resources there. Free phone calls. Make sure you take advantage of all of the things that are out there. Please, if you notice something in your family or with a family member or even a neighbor that might be there by themselves that needs some help, please reach out to them and let them know that help is just a phone call away. KRV FM, the heart and soul of San Antonio. This has been our Saturday conversation. Once again with Mary Beth Fisk, CEO of the Ecumenical Center here in San Antonio, Corpus Christi. Where else?
The Rio Grande Valley.
Rio Grande Valley,
Yes,
and all
right.
over Bexar County.
Yes.
So thank you so much once again.
Thank
We'll be
you.
back in just a few minutes.
Thank you so much.
That was awesome.
You are awesome.